Well, summertime means getting outdoors for things like fishing, cookouts, and going to the beach, but it also means sharing that space with something unfriendly and at times ferocious. And in places like Assateague Island, well, these creatures can be much more menacing. Assateague Island can feel like a whole different world to some, from breathtaking sunrises over the Atlantic to wild ponies grazing through the marsh. It's a piece of paradise right here on Delmarva. But the barrier island is also home to a blood-sucking predator that will stop at nothing to quench its thirst, the greenhead fly.
I think that they're awful.
They're horrible.
Why?
They bite like hell. No.
They're just annoying, they bite you, and they just don't leave you alone.
They can also make beachgoers seeking a relaxing day at the beach run for cover.
We had to leave the beach over here, what was it, yesterday? 2 days ago? And then actually my daughter, first thing in the morning, is what she said is, "Daddy, can we not go to the beach with the flies?"
We've definitely had times we've come down here when you get out of the truck and you just gotta leave.
We were here the other day and we stayed for about an hour because they were biting us. So we left.
Because it's really not fun to be out there when you're getting bit up by flies.
What is it about the greenhead fly that makes it so unpleasant?
This is my 29th season of greenhead flies here at Assateague Island.
So we caught up with Chief of Interpretation and Education at Assateague Island, Liz Davis, to learn more about the ill-tempered insect.
They are really vicious. And that's not a nice thing to say about, one of nature's critters. Their bite is hard. And they're pretty immune to any kinds of, your regular bug spray. They're just, they're out for blood, literally. So these are creatures of the salt marsh. So the female will lay the eggs on salt marsh grasses. They will hatch. They could be in the mud for, up to a year or two. And when they hatch and emerge, they're gonna mate, utilize nectar and things like that. And then they can lay their first batch of eggs. And that's anywhere from, a couple hundred or so. But then the next batch of eggs, they're going to need a blood meal. And so that's when they're coming looking for a large mammal to get a bite of. So they will take a bite, get that blood meal, get that protein, and then they'll be able to lay the second batch of eggs. So their whole life cycle, they're really only living as an adult maybe 3 to 4 weeks. And then they'll eventually die. And it's the female that bites you, of course, yeah.
And like all moms, it sounds like she's just trying to care for her babies.
The blood meal is needed to get that protein. To produce that second batch of eggs. So that's why they're on the hunt. They are attracted to our carbon dioxide when we exhale. They're attracted to our body heat. Wearing black in the summer and hanging out around the marsh, that's a bad idea because they're going to, or wearing green and gray even, you can be a magnet for greenhead flies. So they are very good at what they do, seeking out that blood meal.
For those few weeks we are inconvenienced when the greenhead is out for blood, just remember that everything is connected in nature and it's all here for a reason.
They're an important part of the food chain. They've got to be, food sources for things that live in the marsh. Certainly a lot of the birds that, frequent the salt marsh. It's the humans that have to do the dance and keep them off of you all the time.
Anyone who has been on the biting end of the greenhead is familiar with its unmistakable trademark chomp.
These greenhead flies have a scissor-like mouth part that really kind of rips your skin open so they can get as much blood as they can before, they're either swatted or, somebody, the mammal will flinch and get it away. So they can do it fast and it ends up being really painful. Their mouth parts and that anticoagulant that's, allowing the blood to come in, fast without clotting. So they're built for what they do.
Wearing long sleeves and pants is probably the best way to withstand the flies, though not always practical in the hot summer months when they tend to be at their worst. Planning a visit according to the wind direction is also helpful, or you can take a page from the horse's playbook.
And they will walk along through the grasses, stirring up these greenhead flies and other flies, and the egrets will eat the flies and sometimes even catch a ride on their back and eat the flies off their back. So they've got a good thing going. They're really built for the habitat, and their survival strategy is amazing. And you know, they're fast and durable, and they're large, and they're very resilient to the swats and, you know, insect repellent because of their large bodies and their ability to fly fast. And whew, yeah.
Life with greenhead flies is the price you pay for a piece of paradise here on Assateague Island. This was their home long before we showed up, and they are happy to let us know it.